Yeah.
Now, speaking of issues. Your boys up in Washington.
Commanderland.
They got issues with their new offensive coordinator, Eric Bieniemy. They're saying Bieniemy is too hard. He too hard on us.
He is being an enemy.
Too intense, right? He too intense. What Bernie Mac say? What's your name? Punk. I was right there when he I was right there when he did it. Shot him in the face, kicked him in the face. Say, shot him in the head, kicked him in the face 2 times. I tried to call you, but the line was busy.
Yeah, so the players are going and telling on Bieniemy to the coach.
As my grandkids would say, he's being mean to me.
He's being mean to me.
Aiden is being mean to me.
So here we go, D. These are professional football players. Professional football players that have been playing football for at least 12 years of their life. At least 12 years of their life. And this ain't the first time you had a coach that runs you through drills and make you do up downs or whatever it is that's necessary in order for you to understand the plays and to do the plays right. But what kind of culture do you have when you have the players that go in and tell the head coach that we being practiced too hard? And they wouldn't even practice. They said he's too intense. He just talks loud. He scares us. So
ooh, Mufasa.
Who was that in life? Soft.
Like 3 T's.
Right. That's soft to me. I mean, y'all are professionals and you grown men. Come on now.
Man up.
You can't take somebody yelling at you.
Do it right.
Or tune it out. Tune it out. But to try to, I mean, and what did you think you were going to accomplish by going to tell on him? What did they really think that they were going to accomplish? So it just shows, for me, it just shows the mentality of these new school athletes. They get to a certain level and they feel like they've made it, and then they feel like they are beyond reproach.
They've been coddled for so long.
That's a John Morant comment right there.
It's called being coddled.
Mm-hmm.
And again, I think that sometimes, yeah, there are coaches who can go overboard with things, just like there's anybody who can go overboard with something. But this is football and it's practice. There's always a lot of yelling that goes along with it. I mean, if now, don't get me wrong, if you're being degraded, if you're being humiliated, that's different. But just someone yelling at you, or just someone trying to make you do your job. Again, in football, this is not, like what was his name? Terry Crews, offensive linebacker. This is not one of those situations. This is not someone trying to motivate you in your office. This is someone trying to motivate you on the football field. And so again, if you're not being degraded and humiliated and so on and so forth, that kind of thing, then I just don't understand how you just can't take a little bit of yelling in practice or in the meeting rooms.
So you have Eric Bieniemy, who's won 2 Super Bowl championships as an offense coordinator for the Kansas City Chiefs.
And been to 3 Super Bowls.
Been to 3. 1, 2, been to 3. And this is the way that he coaches. He's a hands-on, up in your face. I'm gonna get you to do what you need to do. That's the type of person that he is.
And the style is proven to be effective.
And he got the rings to show it.
Mm-hmm.
Washington hasn't won since Doug Williams.
No.
Shut up.
Mark Rippon.
Mark Rippon. You forgot about that era, didn't you?
Gotta give Rippon his credit. Mark Rippon.
Whatever. The point is, it's been a long time. And I can say that with a straight face, considering it's been almost 30 years since we won.
Since the Cowboys won anything.
But still,
wow.
But he had it's proven his method works. Ron Rivera hired him to come over there to change the culture of his team, to make it a winning culture, right. to get this offense going in the direction that it needs to go. So if he hired him, he knows what kind of coach he is. He interviewed him. He decided to bring him over here. How you gonna go tell the man? He already know what he's doing.
Exactly. He certainly has done some research on the guy to bring him over.
Yeah, that's what he brought him over there to do. But I'm with you, man. I find it rather weak for a grown man at your job, and this is your job. Again, I'm with you, D. If you're not berating me, talking about my mama, or my family, all you doing is yelling at me to get into a position to be in the spot where I'm supposed to be at the correct time, then that's something you have to take.
And then I think with us, we kind of got that old school mentality, because even when we play sports, we yell at ourselves.
Right.
Like, come on, man, when you mess up, come on, man, come on now.
And
so I don't know. It's softer, gentler
now, mind you, I don't mind the players being soft, because they are commander. So they can be as soft as they want to be.
They're a commander.
Yeah, they can be as soft as they want to be. I'm good with it, but I don't like the negative comments that were spoken about Bieniemy. By the talking heads on the different shows, wanting to know, you can't do that. Why not?
They didn't say that about Parcells. I done seen Parcells cuss some folks clean out on the sideline.
You didn't gotta go to Parcells. Look at what Belichick is doing. Belichick say this way worse things.
Yeah.
Belichick rules his team by the threat of you being cut.
Yeah.
That's what he does. He and Belichick will berate you and talk about all the different things. That's what he does. Right? Yeah. But you don't say nothing about him, because he's the greatest coach in the history of NFL. But exactly. And that's the issue. That's the issue.
All the black coaches got to be like Tony Dungy and Lovie Smith.
Yeah, you got to be passive.
Right.
You have to be passive.
You can't be the scary big black guy.
Right, exactly.
Don't talk about me like that. You have to be passive coach in order to be wanted. Now, unless you Mike Tomlin, Mike Tomlin gonna let you know what he feel.
But he's got that cachet. He's built up that cachet.
True. So Bieniemy, skip all up. Do your thing, man. Do your thing.
Keep on keeping on.
Eventually, you want your players that you're coaching to get to this place. There you go. To get to the NFL Hall of Fame. So take
up on our screen.
Button wouldn't push, man. But you did have, again, since we've been gone, we had the NFL Hall of Fame inductions. You had who all got inducted? I can't even remember now.
I don't know, because 2 of them is Cowboys, but I ain't gonna say nothing if you don't remember, because I don't want to talk about the Cowboys.
Yeah, we definitely don't want to go
Cowboys, man.
Bring them up,
Hold on. The 2023 inductees, you had Darrelle Revis, cornerback for a couple of different teams. You had Rondé Barber, which
it was 3 cornerbacks in this Hall of Fame.
Ken Riley. And you know what? The thing about it, when you just think about Rondé Barber in the league, you don't realize how good he was. He was a real quiet type of player, but
steady.
He was good. You wasn't getting nothing on Rondé, man. You weren't getting nothing on Rondé. You had Chuck Howley. Go ahead, Chuck. Deserving linebacker going into the NFL Hall of Fame.
You had the best national anthem singer. He got inducted too, right?
Who was that?
Who?
Wasn't it Ware that sang the anthem? Who was that saying the anthem?
DeMarcus Ware?
Yeah,
I remember him singing
the anthem. Yeah, go look it up.
You got me on that one.
Oh, we got to see that.
Yeah,
but
go look it up.
Ware.
Look at D. D gonna look it up too.
He sang the national anthem at the Hall of Fame game.
Did he? Wow, I did not see that.
Take a listen in your what's the word my pastor used to say? In your copious free time.
Oh, you can't say that. Wait a minute. You can't say nothing like that, and then we not show it. Hold on. We got to show this. We got to show this.
Show it.
I'm about to figure it out. Oh my gosh. Yeah. I want to see this. This real time. Let's share this. Uh-oh, wait. What's up there now? Y'all see NFL? YouTube?
I don't know, but don't pull up no naked pictures.
No, I ain't gonna do that. No, it's the wrong one. Hold up. Let me share the screen again.
All the players try not to laugh.
Exactly.
Let me share the screen again.
They're trying to be respectful. Yeah, they were trying to be respectful. No, it's not as bad as Carl Lewis.
Oh, it ain't okay.
Carl can't be topped.
Here we go. Y'all hear it?
And now to honor America, please in standing as Hall of Fame class of 2023 enshrinee DeMarcus Ware performs our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's
Okay, turn it off. It's torture.
DeMarcus sing that anthem, man. Hold up. He gonna hit it. I got faith. You gotta hear and the Rockets.
Man, this is the longest 2 minutes of my life.
Ooh, not the run.
See, he's one of them people that folks at church told him he could sing.
Ooh.
And look, and then it sounds like you know when like one of your kids take piano lessons, you have them playing for you back then. That's what it sounds like. The guy's playing so slow.
Here we go. There you go. Get it. Why is he directing the choir as he sings?
He's trying to direct the notes coming out of the mouth.
Uh-oh. Here we go. Hit it.
We've definitely heard worse. Thanks to Carl Lewis.
Sound like he lost his breath.
Yeah, he's
Uh-oh.
Get out of there.
That wasn't the right note.
Yeah, that's why I said get out of there. Get out of there. Get off that note. Get out of there.
Just a tad bit too long. Just a tad bit too long.
I'm gonna give him some Luther. Yay! Thank you.
Thank you very much. It sounds so beautiful. Don't you agree?
Alrighty then.
Yeah.
I can't believe you forced us to watch that.
Okay.
Yeah, I saw it once, and that's all I needed.
DeMarcus,
I believed him the first time.
That's as bad as the Cardinals.
Like this. He can stay in the Canton Hall of Fame in Ohio, but he can't go to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in Cleveland because that ain't gonna make it, bro. That ain't gonna make it. But congratulations anyway to you for being in.
They said we need somebody to sing this anthem. He's like, yeah, I can sing. Y'all know anybody that can sing the anthem? I can sing.
I thought maybe it was like when Maurice Cheeks had to sing the national anthem for that little girl that forgot. Maybe that's what happened to the dude who was supposed to sing. He caught laryngitis.
And DeMarcus,
remember, dude, come over and put his hand on his shoulder, and they grabbed a microphone.
Guess you forgot the word.
Good job.
Good job.
Anyway, DeMarcus went in. So did longtime Cleveland Brown tackle Joe Thomas, the New York Jets defensive lineman Joe Klecko.
Yeah.
And
New York Stock Exchange.
And Don Air Coryell finally got in.
Air Coryell.
The practitioner of the creator of the modern NFL offense. But I got to give a shout out. We got our second Bengal into the Hall of Fame. The first one was Anthony Munoz, the great left tackle out of USC on both of our Super Bowl teams. And now I got to give a big shout out to Ken Riley, who is now the second Bengal to make it to the Hall of Fame. He went to Florida A&M. He was actually, in addition to being an athlete, he was also a scholar. He was actually a Rhodes Scholar candidate out of A&M. Was selected by the Bengals in the 6th round and continued to play for the Bengals for years at cornerback. Was also there for both of our Super Bowls as well. But the interesting thing about, well, not for both of them, just for the first one, sorry. But the interesting thing about Ken Riley, which goes back to something we were talking about before when we were talking about the Hall of Fame, these Hall of Fames in general and criteria. He was never selected to a Pro Bowl. He went to one, I think he went to one Pro Bowl, and he was selected All Pro once in his career. He was first team All Pro, even though at his retirement, he was number 4 all time in interceptions. And still to this day, he's number 5 all time in interceptions at cornerback. Never made it to a Pro Bowl or made it to one Pro Bowl, only made all first team All Pro one time. And that was at the age of 36. Yet he was still his players, other players recognized how good he was and got him into the Hall of Fame. So that's what I like about the NFL is they just don't leave it up to these arrogant writers like the baseball writers of America do in baseball. They actually get together with the media and the players and other Hall of Famers and so on and so forth, and they decide who gets in the Hall of Fame because he's somebody who actually deserves it.
Yeah, I do like the players are nominated, and then they get together in the room and they discuss them. They discuss their careers, who they played against, their stats, and that's not about the stats. They actually talk about, how well the player did against, certain other players that are in the Hall of Fame. You played against Jerry Rice. How well did he go against Jerry Rice or whatever? That's the thing I like about the NFL Hall of Fame. I'm with you, D. Baseball Hall of Fame. Look,
milk's gone back.
Writers. There is no in Major League Baseball Hall of Fame if you do not have Barry Bonds in your Hall of Fame. Flat out. If you don't have Barry Bonds, I don't care what you think the man did.
Or Pete Rose.
Even Pete Rose. As a player, Pete Rose deserves to be in the Hall of Fame.
Yep.
You know, plain and simple. His playing career, he's the all-time hits leader. He deserves to be in the Hall of Fame. No ifs, no buts about it. So,
yeah.
But
get together, baseball writers.
Another Hall of Fame is the Basketball Hall of Fame, the Naismith Basketball Hall of Fame. We also had the Basketball Hall of Fame induction this past weekend, and notable players that were inducted. You have Paul Gasol, you had Becky Hammond as a player, you had Dirk Nowitzki, Dallas Maverick, Tony Parker, San Antonio Spurs, and Dwayne Wade, Miami Heat player. But you also had some coaches who got in. Gene Katie from the Purdue Boilermakers.
Yeah, we forgot all about Gene Katie.
You forgot about Gene Katie, man. Gene Katie won a lot of games in the Big Ten.
Oh, yeah.
He made it.
He had the Ludu, too.
He had the Ludu. He made it into the Pro Basketball Hall. The Naismith Basketball Hall of Fame. You had Greg Popovich, the San Antonio Spurs. Coach Pop made it in, which is kind of cool because he made it in with one of his players, Tony Parker. But last year he had another player. Was it last year? Yeah, last year was when Manu Ginobili made it last year. And 2 years before that, in 2020, the big fundamental, Tim Duncan, made the Basketball Hall of Fame. So that's actually pretty cool. So you have a player and three players and a coach that all make the Hall of Fame.
I gotta laugh because I remember when Ginobili first came in the league, one of my frat brothers, shout out to Michael Osbury, was like, "Who is this Gino Billy dude?"
But wait, one coach that also made the Hall of Fame, the one, the only, Jim Valvano.
Jimmy V.
Jimmy V made the Hall of Fame as a coach, deservedly so. But you know you also had Gene Best, he made it. Gary Blair, coach, he made it. David Hickson, coach, he made it. Just want to get them their props also. And the last but not least, the 1976 U.S. Women Olympic team, they made the Naismith Basketball Hall of Fame.
Did you see the documentary on them?
No, I didn't.
Excellent.
Netflix, again, these are always on Netflix.
I can't remember if it was Netflix or not, but that documentary was really good. It's like a three or four part. It was really good.
So now here's the question. Dwayne Wade. Where do you put Dwayne Wade in his ranking as the shooting guard, NBA all time?
All time.
Where would you put him?
I mean, of course, you got Michael Jordan.
Kobe now.
A lot of people, I'm saying a lot of people say Kobe, and some might say Jerry West. I mean, but I think I'd go Kobe. So Michael Jordan, Kobe. Yeah, I mean, me, I'm going to go Kobe because I saw Kobe, and then also he got the all the championships, which also helps to swing that pendulum, towards Kobe. Who else you got? Jerry West. I mean, we didn't really see Jerry West play. We could only go off highlights, and I would probably put him third or fourth. Who else am I forgetting? Top 5. Yeah, top 5 for sure. I put him in top 5.
I can't think of a whole lot of two guards that I would put above him. Like you said, I've heard about Jerry West. I didn't really get a chance to watch Jerry West. You got Pistol Pete Maravich, but I don't know if he was more of a 1 or a 2. I'm definitely top 5, but I think I might put him 3rd.
The thing that I liked about Wade, he was great offensively, and we can appreciate that. But Wade was always like, led the league as far as like guards and and I think forwards as well too, with shot blocks and steals. So I think the fact that he played both ends of the court, that's why I would probably push him at 3.
Led the league in scoring one year.
Yeah, that would be the reason I would put him up there.
I can't think of too many 2 guards as I'm trying to go through my head.
The only downside I saw with Wade was probably we would say 3-point shooting nowadays, because he wasn't much of a 3-point shooter, and most times you like your 2 guard to kind of spread the floor.
But the thing about it,
he was so great at what he did, he made up for that.
Most of his career, the 3 wasn't featured. You won 9 threes a game like they are right now.
And that's what I'm saying. His strength was to drive to the basket. So like I said, he made up for, not doing that. And it didn't hinder his game or his teammates' game. So
yeah, he got buckets, plain and simple. He got buckets.
And the first championship was pretty much him, because Shaq was in foul trouble pretty much throughout the finals, and it was mostly Wade.
Well, yeah, he has 3, right? Yeah, because he won. 2006
was pretty much him.
He won 2 with LeBron, and he got 1 with Shaq, right?
Yeah.
But that year Shaq wasn't Lakers Shaq.
Yeah,
that was Dwayne Wade's team.
He dug him out against the Mavs.
He won that championship. So, do you still think?
Well, I had to start going through 2 guards, and as I'm looking at the kind of the top 2 guards, I really can't find anybody that I would think necessarily that would be better. I mean, the first name that kind of went through my head, I thought about Mitch Richmond. But when I start thinking about other 2 guards that I would want to have before D Wade, I can't think of any. When I start thinking about people like Clyde Drexler or Reggie Miller or
Iceman, George Gervin,
Carter, right. But was Gervin considered a 2, or was he considered a 3?
I think he played 2 as well.
I think he played 2. Okay.
It probably was. I think early on it was more of a 3.
Yeah, because yeah. So that's what I think of when I think of 2 guards. So no, I can't think of any that I would take over D Wade, aside from Jordan, Kobe. I can't think of any.
The defense, that defense put him over, I think, over the top as far as the other
other attributes. Yeah. So no, I agree. Yeah, top 5, top 3, top 5.
Like I said, definitely, there's no doubt he's a top 5 shooting guard.
Oh yeah,
of all time. And like I said,
and he's definitely better than Paul Pierce.
Definitely better than Paul Pierce. Paul need to shut up with that.
Paul was the 3 anyway, so
yeah, Paul's the 3.
Yeah. But I again, the Jerry West thing, I've heard the stories about Jerry West, but I guess Jerry West, the Jerry West thing, when you think about it, it's just like when you have people that the LeBron and Jordan debate.
Well, let me ask this question: what do you consider AI, a 1 or 2?
So I put AI more at the 1 than the 2 spot.
But he had Eric Snow.
Yeah, the bulk of his career was at 2 though.
Yeah, he had Eric Snow.
That's why I kept him at 2.
But even with that,
yeah,
I would.
See, I don't know.
I
know if I take D Wade over AI.
I would though.
And
the reason I would, you said you don't think you would.
Now, personally, I like AI better than I like D Wade. You know, for my personal taste. But I think, I mean, when you look at it, I think D Wade was more efficient. So I give D Wade the nod on that.
To me, D Wade is now, as far as offense, you ain't gonna find a better 2 guard really than Allen Iverson. Mm-hmm. You know, I will put Iverson offensively in the same category as Jordan and Kobe. But as a complete basketball player, Iverson gets dropped down because he really couldn't play defense against those 2s or whatever. He did. Iverson got a lot of steals, but it's just like
I think Iverson's heart and his hustle keeps him up there in the top 5 for me.
Yeah, I would put Iverson 5 in the top 5, but I still have Wade above him. That's just me.
I think Wade, that situation right there. I think I would Wade in the blocks. I think would put him over to Iverson with me because Iverson had steals just as well as Wade, and Iverson could score, of course, but then Wade, was one of the leader in blocks as well. So
he played defense and rebounded. So you got to put it out as a complete basketball player. And I don't say that as a Dwayne Wade fan. I was never really a Dwayne Wade fan, but when I sat down and actually looked at his career, the brother had a great career. He had a wonderful career. So congrats to all the NBA Hall of Famers. So the question is, when will this young lady be in the Hall of Fame?
Soon.
Because she will be there. The moment she
what's the church song? Soon and very soon.
Soon and very soon.
What I think is it 3 years or how long you had to be retired? 3 or 5 years.
I'm not sure.
They changed it. I think it was 4, but I think it might be 3 now.
3 years.
It might be because D Wade ain't been retired 5 years, has he?
I don't think so. Not 5 years.
Right.
I know it must be at least 3. But whatever the case is, the moment that she's eligible to become Hall of Fame eligible, she will definitely be there.
There's no question. And the thing about me saying the GOAT again, like I said, I really do hate that talking about who's the greatest when you're talking about team sports. I really only think you could talk about the greatest when you're talking about individual sports like golf and tennis and skiing or whatever, But when you think about her accomplishments, all-time leading scorer in WNBA history, right? Even though they only played 30 games, now they playing 40. The first ever in WNBA history to reach 10,000, and then she has 5 gold medals, 4 gold medals, or 5 gold medals, plus she's got 3 or 4 NCAA championship rings, in addition to having 2 or 3 WNBA rings. And I'm quite sure she was the MVP of the WNBA at least once. So there's no question that Diana Taurasi is going to the Hall of Fame, and her and Sue Bird need to do a podcast because they are hilarious.
They are so funny. They are so funny.
They are hilarious together.
Matter of fact, we're gonna put out the invitation right now, Deanna, you and Sue.
Well, you got to get a name right first. Shake nothing.
Deanna.
Right, Diana. Yeah.
Bruh, it's getting late, man. I'm tired.
He looked like he's drunk.
I'm tired. Whatever your listen, y'all more than welcome to come on the greatest podcast there is, Blame on the Boogie podcast, and talk with us. Talk to us about your career. You've had one of the greatest career in basketball history. We would love for you to come on. Shout out to you. So to answer the question, is she the GOAT? My opinion, yes, she is. Yes, she is. She's one of the most accomplished female basketball players. I'm sorry, let me go back. She's one of the most accomplished basketball players that we've ever seen. So giving her props. She has, I'm trying to get to her stats, D. Here we go. 6 foot, 163. She's played in the WNBA for 18 years. Drafted number 1 in 2004. She's a 3-time WNBA champion. Ooh, a 5-time Olympic gold medalist. Only one of 2 athletes in history with 5 Olympic gold medals in basketball. And guess who's the other one? Doran. Sue Bird.
Oh, Sue Bird. Oh
yeah, Sue had been a while.
So not only does she play in the WNBA, she also plays in Europe. She's a 6-time EuroLeague champion. So she has 9 championships and 5 Olympic gold medals. She was a 2009 WNBA MVP, 2 times WNBA Finals MVP, 4-time USA Basketball Female Athlete of the Year, 3-time EuroLeague Final Four MVP, 10-time WNBA All-Star, 10-time All WNBA First Team, 4-time All WNBA Second Team, and has been named to the first and second team 14 times, the most in WNBA history. Second is Lisa Leslie and Tamika Catchings at 12. 6-time ESPY Award winner, including 3 times for Best WNBA Player, twice for Female College Athlete, and once as the Best Female Athlete. The woman got it all, man.
She was also in WNBA Rookie of the Year. She's a 5-time WNBA scoring champion. She won 3 NCAA championships. She was twice the NCAA tournament most outstanding player. She won 2 Naismith Award. So I mean, you know, come on, let's just stop. She was twice the Big East Player of the Year. I mean, you know, hey, you know, she got game and she talked noise too.
Bow down, bow down. She is by far the GOAT that Dorian don't like.
Yeah, I hate that, but she's definitely it.
I hate it, but that's her.
She's it, yeah.
That's what she is.
That's her. Sticking to our basketball, the men are in. Where's the tournament anyway? I know they played the tune-up games in Vegas.
Who you do is he know?
Where's the? It ain't Japan is the what's the name, right?
So
yeah, we really ought to know this stuff if we're gonna talk about it.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about. We should know this.
We should have knew exactly where they were playing at. It's kind of late, so you kind of lose that stuff.
It says it's in the FIBA World Cup is in the Philippines, Japan, and Indonesia.
Yeah.
So yeah, Japan. I was right.
Japan. It's in Japan.
I was asleep, but I was right. Yeah.
The championship is in Japan.
Mm-hmm.
So you got it right, dudes.
Yeah, but I mean the team actually looked pretty good. When they made a change to put Edwards from the Timberwolves to change him to move him to the 2 guard, the starting 2 guard, and then the team kind of took off from there. So the first couple of exhibition games, they look good to me. I thought the concern with me was going to be the size. I thought they didn't have the appropriate size, because their big guys are like Bobby Portis, Jaren Jackson. But Jaren Jackson looks real good down there. He looks much improved as well. And when they played the game against Spain Sunday, what's his name? Willie Hernandez? What was his name? They used to play for the Knicks.
Hernan Gomez.
Hernan Gomez, yeah. He seemed to be him, Willie. Yeah, Willie seemed to be very strong down low, and I thought he was going to overwhelm him, and he was. But Jaren Jackson looks good, and Bobby Portis is like an X factor. So he's like, he came in like the big brother that, hey, we're not getting punked, and he controlled the paint down low. Rodney's guy from the Knicks, Jalen Brunson. One of the games, I think against Spain, he didn't miss a shot. So he definitely
9
he found his niche out there. I think they'll do pretty well. I was surprised that Canada lost, but now I see Jamal Murray is, he's done as far as the tournament.
Mm-hmm.
So he's going to nurse himself. I think he said he's kind of worn out from the extended run with the Denver Nuggets.
Yeah, and then coming off an injury too. So
yeah, and then coming off that injury,
ACL. Jaren Jackson, dudes. Jaren Jackson has all the talent that a big man can want. Man, if every team wants
ugly jumper, and he was making an ugly jumper too.
But he hits though. It's ugly.
Yeah,
but
me and my dad, we were like, "Oh my!" And it was going straight nets.
He hits. I don't. It's ugly, but don't touch it because it go in.
But his problem he looks much improved.
His problem has always been availability. The brother just gets hurt too much. If he can stay healthy, man, he's one of the top 3 power forwards in the league. If he can stay healthy,
he needs some milk. He needs the milk.
He needs something because he rebounds, blocks shots. He can score inside, outside. When he's on the court, he just has an issue staying on the court, man.
So I think Minnesota. I mean, not Minnesota. Memphis. They'll be rather formidable when Pistol Pete comes back.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So. But
Pistol Pete. Job Pistol Pete Morant. D just getting it. Job Pistol Pete Morant.
Well, I'm with you, dude.
Pete. I said, wait a minute.
Job Pistol Pete Morant.
My biggest concern, man, is that the size. Because when you get those European teams, man, they have some big fellas.
Teams are big, yeah.
They have some big fellas, man.
Big and skilled at the bigger the center.
The U.S. team does what the U.S. team always do. They get the players that can get out there on a break and run, and we got that.
Right, and the athletes.
We got some athletes out there. And Anthony Edwards, man, bro. Anthony Edwards is a star. I'm sorry.
Yeah, he is.
Anthony Edwards is a straight up bona fide star that needs to be off of Minnesota team.
I think he's definitely going to benefit from this experience. As far as he's playing with more experienced players, and like I said, with that Minnesota team, they don't really have the star veterans that could possibly guide him in the right direction. And the
because Cat not giving he's not giving no leadership.
Yeah, Cat's lost in sauce.
He's going to be the best shooting big man in the history of the NBA.
Mm-hmm. He might have the worst record, but he will be the best shooting big man.
He'd be the best 3-point shooting big man in the history. Yeah.
And then they got some horrible coaching because now they want Rudy Gobert to shoot threes. Like, what? Why are you doing this? So, he
remind me not to watch any of their games this year.
he needs to get off of the Timberwolves because seriously, Anthony he goes inside with power. He is outside. He can shoot the 3, rebounds, defends. He's not the best passer. That's like the worst part of his game.
But see, I think playing with these other talented players that are more experienced, I think that'll expand his game.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So if he
teach him some discipline as well.
If he can get on a much better team like the Knicks, he would just be the greatest player
where most players go to die.
Come on, man. We'll trade you. I'll give you Julius Randle for him. They don't want to go for that.
No, you and Julius Randle are kind of like made for each other.
Right.
Come on.
We like to hear you yell. You wouldn't be able to yell if you wasn't out there.
Y'all get the hip.
But yeah, so FIBA starts next Saturday, the 26th. Looking forward to that. I always want to see some basketball, especially competitive basketball.
Oh yeah.
And like I said, watching the tune-up games, man, they have been balling. They have truly been balling. This year they did something different. Usually they go for the big stars. They want all the big stars, whatever, to go out there and play. Now they actually made a good team.
Oh, let me ask this since we're here. I know we gotta move on with the schedule, but what do you think about Trae Young wanting to play and not getting invited at all? What are your thoughts?
So it's
I think they watched this defensive tape and was like, nah.
So they
love the 40-foot threes.
For one, it's good that the young quote unquote star wants to play on the team, right? That's a good thing. But the international game is not something that Trae Young game is suited for, because he doesn't play defense, and coming down and jacking up 40-foot threes just ain't that's not the international game.
Especially when they allowed to goaltend them.
Exactly. I can just knock your ball out the air. So it's good that he wants to play, but I understand not getting him. I mean, they got Halliburton, they got Jalen Brunson. Who else? What's the other point guard they had? They got Austin Reeves, but he's more of a two.
I mean, I would have liked to see Trae go, but for the other reasons, where what is iron sharpens iron. So I think playing with other players and learning different practice habits would benefit him, and maybe more, being around more experienced players, because Trae, he's always been the man on his team, even though he was young and inexperienced. And so, I mean, I think it would have benefited him more to play with other great players. That's what I meant. Well, these guys aren't necessarily great on this roster, but as far as like the real Olympic team that's coming, like will be with Booker and who else, those guys.
But you hit it on the nail.
Actually playing in the real Olympics.
You hit it on the nail. Trae Young has never been a great practice player. And that's the biggest issue he had with both of his coaches that he got fired. He's not a practice person. He's not a practice. He just wants to go out there, throw me the ball, let me just shoot it.
And imitate Steph.
That's Allen Iverson.
You're talking about practice, not the game. We're talking about practice. But yeah, this particular team right here, there was no spot for Trae.
Yeah, and then if you're going to have Jalen Brunson, who's also a smallish point guard, and it will become redundant to have Trae.
And the world is seeing that Brunson is a true baller. So
the Knicks finally have a good player.
Yeah, we finally did something right. So, but a player who's like Trae Young in that he's disgruntled.
Not according to Kyrie.
How could you say disgruntled?
He's disgruntled.
He ain't disgruntled, he just gruntled.
Yo, boy, we've been talking about him for the last couple weeks also. James, just give me my money, Harden, came out at he was in China at a camp for kids in the middle of the court and says, I hate Daryl Morey. He's a liar, and I will never play for a team that he's a part of.
Or in the words of Shanae on Martin when she was talking to Tommy, use a bald-headed lie.
But here's the thing, though. How you gonna call somebody a liar, but don't say what they lied about? what are we supposed to say? Just we're gonna take your word for it just because you say he's a liar? What did he lie to you about? Tell me something. We can speculate all we want to.
Well, he can't lie and say that he promised some money or something under the table.
Yeah,
I mean, he can't say that publicly. He can't come out and say that publicly.
But all right, so for real though, let's go back to the beginning. And when I say beginning, I'm talking about June the 30th. Nope. Yeah, June 30th. June 30th. June 30th was the day that James Harden, it was his deadline to either opt into his contract and still receive his $39 million or opt out and become a free agent. So on June 30th, Harden decided that he was going to opt into his contract. So after saying basically the whole year that he was opting out, he was going to test free agency. The whole year. That's what he talked about. But at the end of the last day of your contract, you decide, well, I'm opting back in. So who lied there? Did you lie, James Harden? Because you've been saying all year that you was going to opt out.
Well,
but what happened was
that was different. Now that's different.
That is different. That is different. But what you did was your agent was putting out his feelers, and you realized I'm not about to get no $39 million from nobody else. So let me keep this money I got that's guaranteed, and I'll worry about it again next year. That was your intention. But then you say, well, trade me after you signed your contract. Man, shut up. Don't come to me with that mess.
That's a Pac-Man thing.
Don't come with me with that mess, man. You can't have it both ways. Either you want to be a free agent and determine where you go yourself, or you gonna keep your contract and you gonna play for us.
He overvalued himself, and he's still overvaluing himself.
Mm-hmm. But to the current situation, for me, this is very reminiscent of, as you say, dudes coming to camp in the fat suit.
Mm-hmm.
He came into camp. Not only, think about it, when he in Houston, he came into camp fat, right, overweight, right,
and a ploy to get out of there,
right, and then he started doing stuff like throwing basketballs at people.
Mm-hmm.
You gonna come in and you gonna come in and be a dickhead, right, to everybody, so you can get out. Well, now you can't pull that anymore, really, for the most part. So what's the next thing? Because if you do that again, everybody gonna see through it. Mm-hmm. So now you got to come with something else. So what's the best way to do? Well, I'm just gonna come out and I'm just gonna call the GM a liar.
Yeah, and then you have to look at it. I forgot who it was that said it. It's like, he wanted out of the Houston situation, and Houston was ready to cater to all his whims and do everything for him. And he wanted out of that.
Moore was there.
Exactly. He was with New Jersey. He was with KD, Kyrie. He wanted out of that situation, which was, probably his best chance to win a championship. He's over there with Embiid, which provides him a outstanding center and, a pretty good team. But I think possibly a championship roster, a few tweaks here. He wants out of there. So in all actuality, what do you want? What would make you happy?
Because that $39 million that he got, that's what he wants.
That, and then to be able to have a private flight back and forth to that Houston nightclub.
Right. I was going to say, I was going to say have strippers in the locker room. That's what I was going to say.
The only thing that James Harden is concerned about is his money.
James Harden.
Harden. The only thing that he's concerned about. The only thing he's concerned about is his money. Nothing else. He don't care. He don't care about winning. He don't care if he get a championship, great. If he doesn't, oh well, it's not something that he's striving for. That's most important to him.
The thing is, the other teams have figured that out as well. Mm-hmm. So they caught on, and nobody wants to buy his brand.
So this is my question: he wants to go to the Clippers. Nobody else is trying to trade for him, this, that, and the other. But if you're the Clippers, why would you want James Harden? What is James Harden going to bring to your team that you think is going to put you over the top to win the championship?
Yeah.
Nothing.
That's why they're not going out of their way to try to get him.
Which he gonna have to understand. Because here's the thing: he's about to be 34 in a couple of months, and I think before the season starts, he'll be 34. Next year, before the season starts, he's gonna be 35.
Mm-hmm.
He's slow as it is right now. He can't go by nobody now.
Hustle, doesn't play defense.
Doesn't hustle. He's a good passer, yes.
Known to be out of shape.
He can score on occasion. Always out of shape.
Mm-hmm.
So conditioning is always an issue. And then you got this fat bloated contract, $39 million that we had to pay you. So now I'm the GM. You come out. Yes, you scored. Was it 76 points or whatever in the 2 games we won?
Mm-hmm.
But against the Celtics. But then we got a 3-2 lead at home, and you score 6 points.
Yeah, he laid an egg
on a game 7, and you score 6 points. And you were he was 2 of 12 in the 2 games, but yet you think you deserve a 5-year max contract. Man, get out of here.
And like I said, what Morey's doing, it makes perfect business sense. Why am I going to overpay for something that nobody else even wants?
And that's what it is. And 2 years
like
ago,
I said, of course, doing good business doesn't always, create great friendships.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
When you opted into your contract, when he opted into the contract to stay, right? He did that again because it wasn't a big, huge line of teams that wanted to trade for him. So he opted into his contract. He stayed for another year. If I'm Morey, I'm letting you know, look, at the end of the year, we get together, we'll talk, we can do that deal based off of how you play. Well, you sucked. Don't give me. I would rather you give me a consistent game than to give me what you gave me in that playoffs. Because that was the most ridiculous thing.
And my thing is, even with like I said, Kyrie is probably my favorite player, and even with Kyrie and Russell Westbrook to some extent, in your contract years, you guys made some mistakes. You know what I'm saying? Harden kind of stunk up the place in your contract year. Kyrie, made his, mistakes. He tried to make amends for it, and he's still Kyrie, but his past shows that sometimes he can't be trusted, to show up to work. When he disappeared, didn't tell anybody where it was. And you're doing all this stuff in a contract year. I mean, I don't think that's a wise decision. So at least, be on the up and up in your contract year. Then you could go ahead and, screw off and do whatever you want to
do. The difference being Kyrie was 30. He's 30, signed his contract extension. You're 34. I'm not about to give you no 5-year contract extension, and you're 34 and you slow.
And Kyrie is still performing when he is on the floor.
Yes, he is. Kyrie was performing. You're not performing.
Yeah.
So, Harden hates Morey, but the more important question for Philly is, what does this mean for Joel Embiid? So, was it yesterday? Was that yesterday, dudes?
Yeah, yesterday that he unfollowed.
Yesterday, Joel Embiid removed all traces of the Philadelphia 76ers from his social media presence. And y'all know that means, in the era of social media, that means he wants to be traded. He's letting the team know he's not happy, and he's about to request a trade out of Philadelphia.
I'm not happy.
That's what you do now. That you scrub your social media of all of your previous girlfriend, and you look for somebody else, which is basically what he's doing. So the question is, what does Philly do? Do you acquiesce to Embiid and trade him, or do you keep him, force him to stay?
That's assuming Embiid wants to trade.
Yeah,
I think maybe it's more of him showing that he's disgruntled, more than actually requested a trade. But here we go with the whole social media thing, and everybody that social media now is how you decide everything. Oh, he took the Sixers off of his social media. That means all of these other things. I think it does show his dissatisfaction to some degree with something that's going on in the organization. But I think for me, I think as management, I would go to him and be like, okay, look, do you want to play with this dude? If you don't want to play with this cat, then let's get rid of him. And and I would try. Well, I guess my point is, before I try to get into too many examples or analogies, is I would really go to Embiid and talk to Embiid and find out, okay, what does he feel about the state of the team is right now, and what does he feel like we can do to make it better, and does that include James Harden? Right now, if I go to him and then he says to me that he wants to be traded, well then yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna trade him, and I'm gonna get some pieces back, and then we just gonna have to start the process all over again, right? But I'm going to find out from Embiid what he wants, and like I said again, the first thing I'm gonna do is find out whether or not he wants to play with the fat dude with the beard again, and that's where I start, and then everything else is
I think that would go a long way, to build trust and credibility with Embiid, and then also kind of remind them that other organizations have been through turbulent times as well. Magic Johnson demanded a trade before, when in his earlier years, Kobe, and several other players, and they ended up working their way on through it and then becoming champions, at that point. But like I said, I think I don't think Harden's going to be a good fit with him. I said that before. Just the way Harden plays, he's proven that he'll lay down on his team. He's not done it once, he's not done it twice, he's done it several times. And he lays down on him when his team needs him the most. And that's not the kind of guy that you win with. He's a great talent, but no, he's not a winner.
So back to Harden. Brian Windhurst is reporting that it's not this is just the beginning with Harden. He's saying that, and this part I completely understand. I completely agree with him. He said Harden not gonna miss training camp, because if you miss training camp, he get fined. He not gonna get his money. So he's not gonna miss that. He gonna get his money. But as he dudes said when he come in with the fat suit, now he might come in and say, "Oh, my knee hurt or my back hurt," or
he's done it plenty of times before.
Something's gonna hurt. That's gonna not allow him to be on the court.
He's played games playing like a half-hearted effort when he wanted to get traded from Brooklyn, from Houston as well.
So if I'm Philly, I have to go to Joel Embiid again, find out what do we need to do to make the situation right, because without Embiid, if all you have is Harden and the rest of the team, they might not even make it to the playoffs.
No, they're not making it.
They got to have Embiid.
I think they could get somebody else, to replace Harden though, if they can get some, because Maxey's really coming to his own. Tobias Harris is very serviceable.
You can
and then you got Embiid. So
here's the thing. So Tobias had to take a big step back when they got Harden. You know, Tobias can give you more than what Tobias is giving.
Yeah, Tobias can play now.
He's a baller. So I would, but again, the issue is,
but you need another good player though.
There's not a lot of teams out there that want to trade for Harden. That's the issue.
Yeah,
that's the issue. So
he's never happy.
And his contract is such that you're gonna need quite a few players to add up.
This guy keeps stopping and yawning.
right. Just like if we was driving, except he wouldn't be stopping. He just be yawning.
Hey. But yeah, there's not a lot of teams out there that want Harden. So who you gonna get back? You gotta get something. You're not gonna get the pack at the end of the day. You're not gonna get the package that you wanted.
No.
But what package can you get? And will that package help you out? And that's what they have to look at.
Yeah, I think the thing is now, I mean, they're with Embiid, you're in the win now situation.
Mm-hmm.
So if I could get, a good player, I don't necessarily have to get a great player to replace him. You're not going to get equal value. But if I can get somebody good, I think they can rock with it.
So if the rumors are true that the Clippers actually want him, the biggest hang up, the Clippers are not giving you Terrence Mann, right? They'll give you Morris. They'll give you what's his name?
He don't fit in with him. I mean, Powell's. I mean, I like the Clippers team with what they got. If they could just stay healthy,
what they have, and that's the whole issue with if the Clippers can stay freaking healthy, they have one of the best teams in the West.
But adding Harden definitely won't help
them.
Right.
So,
come on, Ryan, we got to go to sleep.
Yeah, we do. They got it. They need to get at the end of the day.
You're going to go to sleep on us.
At the end of the day, Philly has. They cannot go into training camp with James Harden still on our team. They got to get rid of him. Plain and simple. And you might not get what you want, but just get something to move on, because this is going to be toxic if he make it to training camp. One more topic to talk about, then we'll leave it alone. Y'all was talking about the Aces. D mentioned about the Aces earlier. Well, the Liberty beat the Aces again.
I mean, they played. I know they beat them. They beat the brakes off of them like over the weekend. I didn't know they played again.
They played over the weekend. They beat them by 40, and they beat them by 30 like a week before that. So twice since the last time we talked. The Liberty to beat them at home and away. So shout out to my New York Liberty. And I call it woo. Yeah, we about to end because I'm tired now.
Yeah, we noticed.
I'm just yawning up a storm. Shout out to my New York Liberty. Anything we missed, guys?
No, I don't think so. Wait a minute. What are you talking about? I'm looking at now. It says Liberty. When was the last time that they played? Because I'm looking here. It looks like the Aces beat them by 13. It's got. I'm looking. It says WNBA today.
Hold on. Let me get to my. We gotta be correct.
Since the next game is they play Monday, August the 28th at 4:00 or 7:00, probably where it is.
We gotta be correct. Because Sabrina Ionescu was killing them.
Yeah, I thought. Okay, because the Liberty won the Commissioner's Cup.
Yeah. All right.
Right.
Let me see my team.
They beat them by 19, but I think they were blowing them out bigger than that.
Hold on. New York Liberty schedule. Here we go. They lost today.
Okay, yeah, that's all right.
They lost today. Okay. They beat them Sunday, 99-61. and they beat them. The other time where is it? Where is that? Las Vegas. They beat them Sunday. Thought they beat them twice. Hold up, they beat them twice. I know they did. Because they beat them once in Vegas, and then they just beat them in New York.
I'm looking. I see.
Whatever the case, they lost today. Yeah, here it is. August the 15th. They beat them at Las Vegas on August the 15th. What is this?
Well, August 15th was just a couple of days ago, brother.
Yeah. And they beat them August the 6th. They beat them August the 15th, they beat them August the 6th, and they lost tonight. I know why they played back to back.
What are you saying, August? Oh, yeah, they beat them. Okay, on August 6th, they beat them. That was when they beat them by almost 40. Yeah. And then they beat them by 19, and then they lost to them tonight.
Yeah. Okay. There we go.
Okay.
There we go. But they've been balling. NSQ had 22 today. Yeah, it's gonna be good in the playoffs.
We shall see.
It's gonna be good in the playoffs. Good in the playoffs. Well, fellas, it's been wonderful again.
That's good to sleep.
Yeah. It's been wonderful.
Look at the eyes.
Bro, we going on almost 3 hours.
I know. I'm trying to hint to you to kind of cut short.
Yeah.
But,
that's just because we missed last week. That's all.
Yeah, that's what it is. A lot of stuff we want to talk about.
A lot happened in the time we didn't.
But check it. We want to thank each and every one of you again for tuning in with us. This will be chopped up a little bit, so we don't have no big old long 3 hour episode.
It's but then again,
I might just put it out there anyway. Just skip it.
They don't think he's on his drink.
We thank you for joining us for celebrating our 23rd episode. Again, go back, watch all the first 22. Like us, subscribe to us. What's the other thing? Like, subscribe, notification bell. Click the notification bell. Do all those things. We talked about social media tonight.
Give some money.
We talked about that social media tonight. Oh yeah, if you want to give us some money, y'all can always go to this right here. Bam.
Blame it on the boogie.
BLOTBpodcast.com. Check out stuff that we doing. And watch the other 20 episodes.
Watch Rodney sleeping.
Hey, Rodney about to go to bed, and trust me.
He'll go to bed live on air.
If I could, I would right now, dude. I'm tired. At least
Rodney had the longest sign-offs in history.
I had a choice. You know what, B?
And he know he's sleepy. Just say bye.
Just because you said that. Since you don't like what we said, kiss it. Ain't working like I want to, but guess what? We out.
Don't blame it on sunshine. Don't blame it on the moonlight. Don't blame it on the good times. Blame it on the boogie. Don't blame it on the sunshine. Don't blame it on the moonlight. I don't blame it on the good times. Blame it on the boogie.